Okay, peeps, this your boy, Ron Tech World. Yeah, baby. Yeah, yeah. Today we're going to talk about PoE, Power over Ethernet, and the advantages and disadvantages of using this and how you can integrate it into your existing network if you're interested in doing so. So PoE in a nutshell is power over Ethernet. Right? This particular one supports up to 2.5 gigs on the port, which most people in their homes don't have switches that's even closer than most people's switches in their homes are probably a gig to match whatever the internet speeds are. But this is what we call an injector. And what we do with this is that we get a device, for example, this. This is an access point, but it also has power over Ethernet. And why is this important? Because I'm going to replace this camera today. I have a new camera to replace this with, and it's getting replaced today after this video. I'm not really sure why it does this fuzzy navel stuff, where it fuzzes out. This is a Logitech camera, so I guess it's an overheating. Okay, whatever. So anyway, the advantages and disadvantages of using this product is most people in their households do not have power over Ethernet on their small switches. And most people have an 8-port switch, 16-port switch in their house. So most of them don't support this. But let's say we have this access point here, and we want to put it somewhere in the house where there's no garage or anywhere you want to put it, but there's no outlets nearby. Two things you could do. You can pay an electrician to bring an outlet nearby, which could easily cost you hundreds of dollars. You could dairy chain the nearest outlet and bring a big old wire where people can trip over and break their necks. That's another option. I call it the poor man's option. Or you can use PoE. So what happened is you will put this injector onto an Ethernet cable. Okay? The Ethernet cable that's coming from your switch will go into it. This would then go into the device. So it's going to supply the power to turn on this access point. Because without it, the access point will never come on. The access point itself does not have an adapter or anywhere else to power it. It can only be powered over PoE. Now, the advantages of getting this injector over having a switch that has one is, let's say you went out and spent a lot of money on a good switch, has power over Ethernet, and that port dies. And by your pure bad luck, it's no longer under warranty. So now you got to spend out a couple of G's to get a replacement switch. Yeah, or you can buy one of these. Well, I think this costs about $40. And this will provide the power for the device that you want to use. Phones, cameras, not even access, but there's a lot of things that use power over Ethernet where you don't have to run. All you need to do is run an Ethernet cable, which is far cheaper than installing a whole new outlet. Trust me, it is. Because now they got to go in and find a switch, or either install a new switch, another what do they call them things in the circuit box? Circuit breaker. They have to install another circuit breaker or slave it off on another one, which ain't gonna be, most electricians with any common sense ain't gonna do that. So he'll install another circuit breaker so he can power these. Yeah, that's gonna be too much money. This is far cheaper than get this, just to go ahead and get this. And if this fails, you just replace it. And then this can be installed back somewhere where you already have power. And then the power just go to the device, even the device is 100 feet away. You don't have to spend all that extra money. Now the disadvantage is you have to buy one. What are the disadvantages I can think of? That's about the only other disadvantage. Now, the advantages can save you tons of money in installation and things of that nature. And if you have a switch that has a failed port that doesn't no longer offer power over the Ethernet on it, you can use this and not have to buy a brand new switch. It is what it is, my friend. So let's go ahead and crack this cookie open. I got my handy dandy scissors, because you always need a pair of scissors to get these crazy boxes open. I think they intend for adults not to ever open these things, because I can go get a 5-year-old that'll crack through this in 2 seconds. But for adults, struggle with just getting the wrapper off. So let's take a look at what this is. Box being a little dinged up, but oh, here we go. We're looking at how do you get the thing open. So slide on open. And this is the installation book. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. They actually provided screws and an anchor. So if you want to mount this onto a wall, I do not recommend you mounting devices that's suspended by cables. That is the most thing you could do. If you want to start breaking, I've seen somebody install a whole store, had the switch dangling, supported by its cables. That store is a train wreck right now. Because sooner or later, the weight of that switch is going to stop. Now, this is lightweight. This is not even, this feels like maybe a pound, if it's that much. You do have your standard power adapter, which goes here. For the US, they even give you 1 cable. Okay, so it shows you on here, if you can see it, this one is data in. So whatever device that you're trying to reach it, instead of that device going straight to it, it would go in here. And then from here, it would go from here to the device. This is what's going to power it. You have a LED light, and you're pretty much done. No spending money on wiring, none of that other craziness. And again, I'm going to show you in the next video how to diagnose the problem with a power over Ethernet. Because sometimes you'll have issues where the device won't power on. So instead of just going out and buying another one of these, we can actually test it. So that's coming up in the next video. Hope you enjoy it. Have any other questions? Post in the comments. I'm always here for you guys. I'll talk to you later. It's the Ron Tech World. I'm out of here. What we have, whoa, wait a minute. Before I'm out of here, what have we learned today? Power over Ethernet. Yeah, baby. All right, you got to take care of yourself.